Hey Netflix fans, I'm Nika Chung. Welcome back to my channel. Netflix's latest TV series, Jupiter's Legacy, is truly out of this world. Created by Stephen S. DeKnight and is based on the same name by Mark Millar and Frank Quitely. And is starring Josh Duhamel, Bibb, Lanter, and many more. This follows the story of the world's first superheroes who received their powers in the 1930s. In the present day, they are revered elder guard, but their superpowered children struggle to live up to the legendary feats of their parents. Well, I find this TV series to be quite interesting, especially the story. In the beginning of the first episode, there is an introduction of the unions of justice in the present. Their children also have powers but live different lives. Chloe doesn't want to be a part of the team, and Brandon wants to be like his dad, but during a battle kills Black Star to save his dad. He was disappointed at Brandon because the biggest rule was not to kill. He wanted his kids to follow into his legacy. During the second episode, we're getting a backstory of how Stefan became the Utopian. Sheldon came from a wealthy family. His father was an owner of a mill company in the 1930s during the Great Depression. There was also shady things going on within the company. Employees were going to lose their jobs because so much secrecy and things were starting to surface up. And it took a toll on Stefan's dad. When Sheldon's father passed, he received these occasional messages and visions from his father from beyond the grave. And he can actually see him as well, which is really terrifying. But leads him, his brother, and others on a quest heading to Morocco, sailing across the ocean. That feels like an Indiana Jones adventure involving strange symbol that needs translating. Going through these dangerous terrain and on this mysterious island, they become leaders of a superheroic gang known as the Union of Justice. They gained their powers during the Great Depression and have been saving the world from these supervillains that ever so often try to take over the world. I watched the entire season 1 yesterday. I enjoyed it. It was entertaining. There's family drama with real life relatable issues. However, Jupiter's Legacy does not quite reach the theatrical quality heights of The Falcon and The Winter Soldier, but it does an adequate job of capturing the spectacle of a demigod trying to tear each other apart. It's like a modern superhero Shazam vibe meets 1930s on an expedition heading to the Middle East. I gotta say this, y'all. Josh Duhamel's character was definitely giving me Rick O'Connell vibes from The Mummy. Seriously, he was. I know we have so many Mummy sequels, but I think if they ever did another one, they should definitely cast Josh Duhamel as Rick O'Connell's grandson. Just my opinion though. I like Lisa Bibb's vintage costumes in this series, especially the last one that she was wearing. She looked like an archaeologist, Egyptologist. It was really cool. But I do have one teensy-incy-wincy issue with Josh Duhamel's superhero costume. That wig, y'all, oh my goodness. They could have chose a better wig instead. Seriously, there's tons of better great wigs to use than that. I'm just saying. I know y'all agree with me about this. It's just the wig I have an issue with. Costume is fine though, just the wig. What really drew me about this series was that season 1's arc spans nearly a century, bouncing back and forth between the Great Depression era and America in the present. This storytelling approach keeps the show momentum going strong throughout this 8 episodes, but at times lessens the impacts of the events taking place in the present day, especially when it comes to the younger generation of superheroes. Personally, I find more of the 1930s version better. They should have done a full 3 episode of the origins of that era, and then after the modern day. Just my opinion. Although there's no Shazam in the special effects and CGI, I still had a good time watching this TV series. The characters were awesome, the acting was really good, Josh Duhamel's performance was impressive with the cool powers and the mysterious locations to explore. Though many of the compelling aspects that make this series work are centered around the founding members of the Union during the 1930s rather than the drama in the present day. Since Netflix is filming in Ontario, I recognize some locations in Toronto. Well, the famous Distillery District that's been around for 100 years, the museum, some parts of the lakeshore, Union Station, and I believe somewhere inside Union Station. They have some really old historical areas, so that is pretty cool. I'm looking forward to season 2. I give Jupiter's Legacy 3 stars. What did you guys think about the TV series? Let me know in the comments below. I'm your host, Nika Chung, and I'll see you next time on my next motion picture or trailer review. Love yourself always, and remember, be excellent to each other. All right, guys, see you in the next picture. Cheers.